Jason Isbell and the 400 Units annual Ryman Auditorium Residency has become the stuff of legend. This 8+ night event every fall shows the band bringing out guest singers, trying new covers, showcasing different openers every night, and diving deep back into their catalog in country music's most important venue, the Mother Church itself. Leading up to this year's Ryman run, Isbell released his second live album recorded during this residency, Live from the Ryman Volume 2, following up on 2018's Live from the Ryman. Unlike Volume 1, which was produced alongside legendary producer Dave Cobb, Isbell took the reins and co-produced this album alongside his longtime front-of-house engineer Kane Hogshead, with the help of mixing engineer Todd Tidwell. This production decision was the greatest gift of this album. In my opinion, Volume 1 of Live from the Ryman is nearly unlistenable because the mix is so bad. On the 2018 release, it feels like they relied too heavily on room mics in the mix instead of the actual multi-track recordings from the soundboard, and as a result, you get this messy, reverberated recording that might represent the natural ambiance of the Ryman Auditorium, but certainly does not sound good to the average listener. In this newer installment, the tracks are much cleaner. The second I heard King of Oklahoma, which was released as the first single off of this live record, I felt a wave of relief and knew that we were in for something that was a step above what we got in 2018. Live from the Ryman Volume 2 largely highlights the material from Isbell's two previous studio records, Reunions and Weather Vanes, both written and released during turbulent times in Isbell's life. We got an intimate behind-the-scenes look at Isbell's relationship trouble with fellow singer-songwriter Amanda Shires during the making of the Reunions record, through the documentary Running with Our Eyes Closed, as well as through numerous interviews around Reunions and Amanda's album Take It Like a Man. In early 2024, it was leaked that Isbell had filed for divorce, and suddenly a lot of songs off Reunions and Weather Vanes were seen in a new light. In Bruce Springsteen's recent documentary Road Diary, he talked at length about how when he prepares a set for a live show, he picks songs based on how they support the story he wants to tell his audience and the phase he is in his life and career. In the same way, this selection of songs feels intentional. It's pretty evident that a lot of the songs chosen for this album were inspired by their separation. The run of songs from Overseas to the last song I Will Write all deal with divorce, relationship troubles, separation, and the inclusion of Tom Petty's Room at the Top as the cover on this album is particularly on the nose. Room at the Top being the first song on Tom Petty's record Echo, which was largely written about his own divorce. In the aftermath of Isbell and Amanda's separations, I've seen a lot of fans be like, oh, the divorce album is going to be great. And if I'm going to be honest, it's a little messed up, pretty bad parasocial fan behavior. But I think actually in a roundabout way, this record might actually be it. I don't want to harp too much on this point because I honestly kind of think it's in bad taste. But it's evident to me that Isbell is trying to tell a story through this track list about where he is in the here and now. And where he is right now is a recently divorced middle-aged man who's a songwriter and a father. Moving on from the larger themes and context around this album, I love the track list that they chose to highlight here, and the way that these live performances breathe new life into these songs. Only Children was a revelation to me the first time I heard it live, with the increased emphasis on the background vocals really being a highlight of that song for me. Getting to hear big guitar solos on King of Oklahoma, Overseas, Dreamsicle, Middle of the Morning, and This Ain't It really adds so much for fans of Isbell and Sadler's guitar duo action, and the latter two songs also feature some nice Allman Brothers styled licks throughout them. Just feels perfect. Isbell is often put up there as one of the greatest guitar players of our time, and deservedly so. Also, I've got to say, This Ain't It is the best inclusion to the live show in years. That song is so much fun live. The build up to the outro is perfect. I have so many good things to say about that. The acoustic numbers get a moment to shine as well with Strawberry Woman and Cast Iron Skillet, which shows the band exercising restraint and minimalism, serving the song as they frequently put it. I also love the inclusion of the last song I Will Write off of the 400 Units self-titled album, as it really put this older song in the forefront. A big part of the appeal of these Ryman shows is they're an opportunity for songs deep in the catalog to get placed in the forefront, and this is a really epic version of the song. The outro, fantastic. River was a fun inclusion too. It's rarely performed live, and I've always thought it was one of the most unique and interesting songs on Reunions. My biggest critique is I personally would have wanted to hear one or two more deep cuts on this album, maybe Streetlights, but I also understand that that doesn't really serve a great purpose to them, and overall I'm happy with the track list that we got. Another fun thing with this album is because it features recordings over the course of the past 6 years, you get to hear some different versions of the 400 unit lineup. Amanda appears on a few tracks, but largely this record focuses on the core rock band at the center of the 400 unit, which has undergone some lineup shifts over the past couple of years. Some tracks may feature founding bassist Jimbo Hart, while others may feature newcomer Anna Butters, who joined the band in 2023 and has been welcomed with open arms by Isbell fans. Will Johnson also joined the band in 2023 as auxiliary percussionist, guitarist, and vocalist, and his inclusion in the band has really made for a meteor rock show. You can hear his impact on the drums in Miles, or with the strumming acoustic guitar in the background on King of Oklahoma. The band has evolved, but these different eras fit together pretty cohesively on this record. Overall, this is a rock-solid live album and a good testament to the band's live show today. Jason Isbell and the 400 unit are really well known as a great live band, and I think this album is a strong representation of their musicianship and showmanship. It really highlights the magic of a Jason Isbell concert. I've been to a lot of Jason Isbell concerts over the past decade. I think I'm seeing at like 15 right now, and I think this is the best representation of the band's live show yet, even if it only really focuses on 2 albums. Furthermore, it really exceeded my expectations after being disappointed by the mix on Live from the Ryman Volume 1. Isbell has been releasing new live material more frequently, starting during COVID with some Bandcamp releases, and extending into the deluxe edition of Southeastern, so I hope it'll only be 1 or 2 more album cycles before we get our next one. I think these live records are a really great way for the band to shine. What songs were left out that you wish were included? Do you have a dream Isbell setlist? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Brent Funkhauser from Red Moon Media. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe. I do a lot of music commentary on this channel about Americana, alt country, and other stuff I'm interested in. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.